You asked the question earlier, DV. Was it about standouts right now? What's surprising you from training camp? That was your question, right?
Yeah.
You want to elaborate on that, and then let Symone, take that from there.
So basically, like, what do you like already about camp, and then also what player are you watching? One player that you can choose that you're watching that's going to make an impact throughout this. That could make an impact throughout the season.
Well, to answer the first question, what's surprising me the most? What's surprising me the most is Kevon Wallace getting all these reps. Like Terrell Edmonds barely seeing second team, first team reps. Kevon, I'm pretty sure, has been getting first team reps. That's something I did not have on my bingo card. I don't know if that should make me excited. Like, Kevon took a big leap, or worried that, dang, Terrell, you couldn't even beat out Kevon. If he the same Kevon that we know, I don't like that. But I'm going to be positive and be like, Kevon might be taking a leap. You know what I'm saying? But I did not expect to see Kevon Wallace getting these reps that he's getting. What was the second one? Who do I think is going to have the biggest impact?
Yeah, who do you think is going to have the biggest impact throughout the season? Just if you could guess, like one of the newcomers or the rookie.
Like a newcomer to have the biggest impact. I feel like I want to say Nolan Smith, but I feel like I don't want to say Nolan Smith only because I don't expect him. It's going to be a rotation. I don't expect him to come in and be started. I guess DeAndre Swift, because that's a newcomer that's expected to be coming in, dominating and leading his position group. We've seen it at training camp, him getting all those reps, them using him in the jet sweep, them using him so versatilely. DeAndre Swift, the offense didn't take that much of a hit this offseason. We did lose Isaac, but other than Isaac and Zach Pascal, Miles Sanders, Zach Pascal wasn't seeing the field, so I guess Isaac and Miles were like the biggest hit to the offense. And everybody want to focus on our defense. How did our defense improve, or how did our defense get worse? But let's talk about the offense, because the offense was the one that was carrying us in the Super Bowl, and the offense was the one that was that people are talking about. And we're adding a big piece in DeAndre Swift, so I feel like he has the ability to take our offense to another level. I think that's somebody nobody is talking about when it comes to the Eagles in our offseason.
Okay, so biggest surprise for me is it's between Christian Ellis and Joseph Ngata. Like, I didn't really think Joseph was going to be this loud, bro. Like, he loud right now. Like, that's the only name outside of the guys I know going to show up that's really showing up. Like, I'm surprised. Like, I'm in a situation where, like, if he beat our Olamide Zacchaeus, I got to run back a lot of takes.
Hold on.
Listen, hold on. Symone, look, Olamide. But
who is Olamide?
Whatever his name is difficult. Oz. I gotta run back a lot of takes, man, because I thought he for sure like fourth receiver, but he looking bad. And biggest impact, I'm gonna say it, man. Jordan Davis. He gonna lock this. He
newcomer though. He said newcomer.
Oh, newcomer. Okay, newcomer
on the team.
Right, newcomer is tough because a lot of like the newcomers aren't gonna be starting.
Okay, look, we're going to have to run that question back, but I'm going to answer it right now because I believe we're going to get a safety, and that's going to be my pick. But if I got to take one right now, I'm going to take DeAndre Swift too. He been utilizing everything. Like, every time I see a video of him working, he doing things that I ain't see them doing with the running back last year. So I'm obviously assuming there's going to be a big part of DeAndre Swift in this offense. So I can really see him coming in and like, I could honestly see him taking a lot of them boys snaps, man, and them boys not really it not looking like a committee. If he get hot, he go to you see 100-yard receiving game or 120 total yards. He got 75 rushing and 55, but he got 3 touchdowns. Like, you can see them boys start losing snaps. Like, I'm confident that we got a good locker room of running backs, but it's also 2 guys who, if you listen to the fan base, if you listen to, the media, they're unproven right now in Rashad Penny and DeAndre Swift. Any one of them get hot behind his offensive line. Kenny Gainwell and Boston Scott already looking at limited snaps. they could be looking at no snaps.
Shoot, Boston probably ain't getting shit.
Boston gonna get 2 games.
Boston gonna get them 2 Giants games.
He'll get 2 games, and then he gonna get kick returns.
Exactly. Boston.
And now with the new kick return rule, that's gonna mess everything up. Now with the kick return rule,
because Gainwell is like a baby Swift. Do you know what I mean? Like they're so similar, and DeAndre Swift is just so much better. So it's gonna be hard for Gainwell to get in there if Swift is perfecting that role. Like, so DeAndre Swift really pushing Gainwell out. Then you got Penny or Thumper. Like Penny is the only, unless Trey Sermon starts to get more reps, Penny is the only Thumper we got. So I mean, Penny gonna get his little snaps, but DeAndre is definitely pushing Kenny Gainwell out the picture.
All right, so
I got a question
for
you, DV, I got a question, right?
Hold on, I was about. I know
you're gonna answer the question, but when you go through the question, I want you to answer this part too. If people believe that Gainwell was our receiving back, right? Why the things they're implementing our offense for DeAndre Swift right now wasn't implemented for Gainwell?
My point exactly what I said on Monday. You know, it's a reason why they brought these guys in. You know, we needed some vets. You know, the running game wasn't there in the Super Bowl. You know, and Gainwell, yes, he was our best rusher, but Gainwell didn't really do too much to change the outcome of certain games. You know, our defense held it down, and you know, we was in short fields, and Hurts, you know, did his thing, but at the same time, that running game wasn't going, man. Yes, you can all say Miles had over 1,000 yards for the first time in his career, but where was that in the Super Bowl? Gainwell had a great playoff run, but where was that in the Super Bowl? They brought in some veteran guys, regardless if you call them injury prone or not. You know, they brought in some vets that can actually get the job done, you know, and on a rightful team. So, to answer my question though, I think that my biggest surprise, I would say Christian Ellis. That's my biggest surprise because, you know, he had kind of opportunities to do this before and he's doing it now, which means that, you know, something clicked into him to the point where he's playing good at training camp. Hopefully we can see more of that in preseason. And hopefully I can see more of that on Sunday, you know, when I go to this open practice. But my biggest, the newest person that can make an impact, I would say, because a lot of people are talking about, you know, what if, you know, certain guys like, you know, are 1A and 1B get hurt. I'm gonna say Ngata. I think that guy, you hear his name buzzing a lot in South Philly and on sports radio more than Olamide Zaccheaus. Said that right. But yeah, it's buzzing a lot more. And
you want to
right
fix
now,
it?
No, he said it right.
Hear me out.
Oh, he said, I'm laughing
because
I was hyping Olamide up, and he came over here and ain't been doing it.
Right. And right now they only got him on like special teams. They got him on special teams, and they got him over Quez Watkins on special teams. But Quez Watkins had that big day, so look, he might that one big day probably secured the spot unless we're going to wait into joint practices. But right now, that's about 2 guys, Christian Ellis and Ngata being the new guy. You know, he got some good catches. So
do y'all see him bumping? Do y'all see him bumping up to wide receiver 3 if he keep paying it out?
He looking like really Symone. Like I don't think he could be 3, but I can see him being that strong 4 with him, where you kind of like splitting Quez and his snaps way more than you expected.